Russia is known for its vast size, rich resources, and complex history. Famous for the Kremlin, Red Square, writers like Tolstoy and Dostoevsky, and achievements in space exploration, its cultural legacy in literature, music, art, and ballet reaches far beyond politics. Once the heart of the Russian Empire, and later the Soviet Union, it has long shaped international affairs. Today, its military and political choices, especially in Ukraine, dominate headlines and affect global security, economics, and diplomacy. Often portrayed as powerful and sometimes feared, Russia reminds Christians to pray for wisdom, justice, and peace, trusting that every nation, like every person, is under God's sovereign care. Since the fall of the Soviet Union, Russia has retained symbols of great power status, vast territory, nuclear weapons, and a permanent UN Security Council seat. Yet, lasting influence depends on more than military strength. Economic stability, innovation, legitimacy, and cultural reach are vital areas where Russia faces limits. Producing only about 2% of global GDP and reliant on oil and gas exports, Russia saw a brief 4.3% recovery in 2024, but growth is expected to slow to 1.5% in 2025 due to high interest rates, inflation controls, and declining energy revenues. Sanctions since 2014, intensified after the 2022 invasion of Ukraine, have blocked investment, restricted technology, and driven skilled workers abroad. With much spent on war, little remains for education or development. Despite these challenges, Moscow continues an assertive foreign policy. The war in Ukraine highlights this clearly, as Russia seeks territory through military action, pressure, and propaganda, aiming to show itself a key power resisting NATO and EU expansion. Beyond the battlefield, it spreads disinformation in neighboring states, such as Moldova, to sway opinion and draw them closer to Moscow. Russia remains a major energy player, earning around €593 million daily from oil and gas in June 2025. Yet war has disrupted refining and cut diesel exports, while Western sanctions have frozen about $250 billion of assets. Trade with China and India has increased, but revenues still fell 20.5% in early 2025. Ordinary Russians bear the brunt. Pensions average only $150 to $200 a month, while defense wages have risen sharply. By 2024, about 1.3 million people had left, many because of economic hardship, creating a two-speed economy where a few sectors thrive but most struggle. And in Context Contact described daily resilience. Prices have risen, affecting everyday shopping. People need more money to get by, yet they continue making a life, finding solutions or realizing some things are not that important. I remember at some stage we didn't have white computer paper, so people switched to grey. The Russian Orthodox Church shapes national identity, aligning with the Kremlin's Russian world vision and often presenting political actions, including war, as defending Orthodox heritage. Russia also uses media and cyber tools to project influence abroad. State outlets such as RT and Sputnik promote Kremlin narratives, while disinformation campaigns challenge pro-European views. Despite censorship, Russian art and literature remain influential. Classics like Tolstoy and Dostoevsky still inspire, while contemporary writers, many in exile, offer new perspectives and challenge state narratives. While the Russian Orthodox Church enjoys state support, evangelicals and other Protestants face restrictions and suspicion. Jehovah's Witnesses were banned in 2017, and Baptist groups endure surveillance, especially in contested areas. Our contact noted that the spiritual climate is tightly connected to social tensions, with limited space for diverse views. Yet, small evangelical fellowships persist, meeting in homes or rented rooms, offering worship and practical help. One of the big joys is to see Matthew 28 verse 19 to 20 gaining momentum, now into the regions and even across borders our contact shared, using acts like imagery to describe the slow but steady spread of the gospel. Laws such as the Yaruvaya Amendments limit religious freedom, banning unapproved preaching and literature. Authorities have used these rules to justify raids, detentions, and fines. Still, despite pressure, believers continue with courage and hope. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has disrupted food and energy supplies, causing shortages in Africa, the Middle East and beyond. The World Bank warns that these shocks could last for years, deepening poverty and hunger. Christians are called to respond with compassion and prayer. Jesus said, "Blessed are the peacemakers," and Hebrews 13 verse 3 urges believers to stand with those who suffer. Churches worldwide have provided food, medical care and shelter while advocating peace and reconciliation. Our contact added, "It's a long road, but I see the Lord working. I hope people outside Russia will keep praying for wisdom for our leaders and courage for the Church." Please join us in prayer. Pray for Russian leaders to act with integrity, fairness and discernment. Pray for reconciliation and protection of civilians across Russia and neighboring regions. Ask God to strengthen Christian communities in Russia with courage, faith and opportunities to minister. Pray for those facing economic hardship that they will experience God's hope and provision. Pray that the global Church will remember and uphold Russian believers as they continue to be salt and light in their nation.